What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Welcome to another episode for this week. So Monday, we discussed the Biden administration and the new cybersecurity strategy moving forward. And then continue to tune in throughout the week, because Wednesday we'll have a discussion about the vulnerabilities of IoT devices. We talk about it all the time, but this is a little bit more of a deep dive into that. And then Fridays, we talk about everything else. So non-cybersecurity related. So movies, books, TV shows, games, things of that nature. So definitely continue to tune in. Without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this article for today is from cybersecuritydive.com. It's written by David Jones and it's titled EPA unveils cybersecurity oversight for public drinking water systems, right? So the EPA sent out a memorandum, which is a new initiative on critical infrastructure, because as we reported previously, right, the White House, they released a cyber strategy, right? So when it comes to infrastructure things, right? So this one specifically for public drinking water, right? So we have had issues where public drinking water has been attacked, right? And we even brought it up in the previous episode, in Monday's episode, we talked about it, you know, with what was going on in Florida, right? And different things that are going on. So what they're going to do is they're going to start the EPA. Usually when they do inspections, the way it's been in the past is they just make sure that there's safety involved when it comes to drinking water, right? They're going away from just doing the safety portion. That still is going to be done, but now cybersecurity has been added, right? Because they see the importance of it based on everything that's going on. So what they're saying is, okay, every time we do an inspection now, it's not just to make sure your pH is right, you don't have lead in the water, this, that, and the third. It's also going to be, okay, how are you protecting your systems, right? Because one of the ones in Florida was, if I remember correctly, was they had Windows 7 systems or something like that they were running that were
they're end of life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, this is how we're going to do this now, right? Is verify the cyber aspect of it is good as well, right? Which again, as we've stated before and numerous times on this show, right? Like that is the war going forward, right? It's cyber. It's just kind of what it is. So but yes, so like they make it to where they're making it to where cybersecurity is a big part of it, and they actually have in the article. So they talk about how the EPA is going to provide technical assistance, and when you go to the link in the article, when you look at where they're providing the assistance from, I mean, this thing it's got CISA stuff all over it. You know what I mean? So like that's what they do. That's their job, right? CISA is all in when it comes to cybersecurity. And that's just kind of the things when you look at it, it's different resources. CISA cyber resilience reviews, CISA cross-sector cybersecurity performance goals, CISA cybersecurity evaluation tool. So they went to the pros. It's not like they reinvented the wheel, right? Which is a good thing. You're going to use the tools from an organization that does this all the time and is willing to help and is paid to help, right? That's kind of what they're there for. So this is a good thing, right? So like for the most part, everybody drinks water. I've met one or two people in my life that say they don't like water, right? So they're the ones that drink Dr. Pepper all the time or whatever, you know what I mean? Or drink their Cokes, you know what I mean? So, but for the most part, I mean, this is one of those things where it affects, 99% of the people, that reside in the United States. So this is a good thing. And again, it tags on to Monday's topic, right? When we talked about critical infrastructure and protection of it, like that's what this is, right? So water systems that are provided in this nation, that's critical infrastructure. We all need it, whether it be drinking water, wastewater, whatever the situation may be, right? We just got to make sure we're taking care of it, and that's the way they're going towards doing this. And it's one of those things I like to see, right? It doesn't seem like lip service when things like this start coming down the pipe, right? We have a cyber strategy that was done by the current administration, and then to follow we have all these different things. So they could just put the press release out, it'd be lip service, and then nobody pay attention. They're like, nope, we put this out, and then we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do the third. You know what I mean? So stand by your actions, right? Invest into it, and again, because they're using CISA resources, it's something that's already out there anyway, right? It's not like they're adding something new. They're like, hey, let's utilize what we already have out there and what we're paying people for. So that's a good thing. I love to see it. How about you, Ryan?
Oh yeah, definitely. We talked about this probably 2 years ago. I want to say we had an episode, and it was they talk about in this article about the Oldsmar Florida water plant. So that's the one that was hit. That's not my water table, but close enough. Like it's within I could throw a rock at it, right? It's the distance. But yeah, it's just crazy to think that someone would want to do harm to people in that regard, right? Like I'm gonna log in here, contaminate the water and poison people. Like uh, what kind of person would want to do that? But in this case, we see that it did happen, and we need to expand from there. I was not aware that we had that many public drinking water systems, right? Like 100,000 public drinking water systems that need to be covered and protected. And I also didn't know it fell within the EPA's purview. So I learned a lot from this article, actually, because when I think EPA, I think more of like nuclear weapons, nuclear power plants, things of that nature. But I know they do more than that. But those are like the big ticket. But you don't have to drop a bomb on somebody when you can just poison them, right? So that should definitely fall within their wheelhouse as well. So it is good to see. But yes, I do remember it. And it was like Windows 7 is what they were sitting on. And that's why it had the RDP vulnerability that was a known vulnerability, but Microsoft's like, we don't support that anymore. We're not going to give you a patch for that vulnerability. You're just out of luck. Please upgrade. And in a lot of cases, these government entities, it wasn't because they didn't have the money to upgrade. It's just that they didn't have the time, nor there wasn't the juice wasn't worth the squeeze per se. So that's like you see the WannaCry that happened for the UK when it came to um, their National Health Service, right? That was attacked because they were like on XP or something like that. So it takes a lot of effort, and you have to have a strategy, and you have to make the time for due care sometimes. But then when it's attacked in such a way like the WannaCry situation, or in this case, Oldsmar, it shows that no, we need to put in the time to protect people from these vulnerabilities. So you have to update these systems. And with that act, now that new strategy being put in place, I can see it where it's not only incentivizing them to fix their stuff, but it should also be incentivizing corporations to want to provide those licenses, to provide contractors to come in here and fix the situation. Like, if anything, this strategy will grow jobs, in my opinion, because it's going to take a lot of people, resources, and money to upgrade 100,000 public water systems, right? So if anything, like, you're incentivized to now go forth and conquer because you want to make this money. Like, you should be doing it for free because you don't want people to get poisoned. But I get how you may need a little bit more skin in the game, right? Like, I want to update you from Windows 7 to the most current because you're going to pay me for recurring services, things of that nature. So I do love to see it. Hopefully, we don't have another Oldsmar in the future, which could have been bad, right? It was stopped. Like, someone literally saw a screen moving, saw a cursor moving across the screen, and they're like, "That's not right," because I'm not moving my cursor, because somebody had RDP'd in, right? So as opposed to it being a topic we talk about every year, like the reunion or the anniversary of, you remember that time they poisoned the water table and thousands of people got sick or died. So it's definitely good to see effort being put in these initiatives to keep people safe. So I went on a long rant to get there.
It worked.
But
It served its purpose.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah. It's one of those journeys where I could have got lost. I was like, what are we talking about? But it came full circle, it came together. But definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. So again, Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesdays our discussion, and then Fridays we talk about everything else. Hit us up on all the websites that go by the podcast name, and you can hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Stay safe, stay secure.